All right, let's talk about something that's literally all around us, but at the same time, totally invisible. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden world of specialized plumbing, that incredibly complex network that silently protects us in our most critical buildings, like hospitals and high-tech labs.
So, when you walk into a hospital or a super modern research lab, you see the clean surfaces, the fancy equipment. But have you ever stopped to think about what's actually inside the walls? It's way more than just drywall and wires, I can tell you that. There's this entire complex circulatory system that's basically the lifeblood, keeping everything inside safe and running properly.
Okay, so let's get one thing straight right off the bat. We are not talking about your everyday leaky faucet or clogged drain here. This is a whole different ballgame. Seriously, the skills, the materials, and especially the stakes are worlds apart from the plumbing in your house. And this really breaks down the difference perfectly. I love this analogy. Think of your regular plumber as your family doctor. Super important, gets the job done. But these specialists, they're the brain surgeons. For standard plumbing, the goal is convenience. A leaky pipe is an annoyance, right? But in a medical setting, the goal is absolute, total purity. A failure isn't just an inconvenience. It can be a critical, even catastrophic event.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's the environment itself. These facilities are all about precision and control. Everything has to be perfect. So naturally, the plumbing has to match that same level of precision. So, what exactly is at risk when things go wrong?
Well, it's not pretty. A single failure here can be absolutely devastating. We're talking about contaminating a sterile operating room, creating huge safety hazards for doctors and patients, wiping out years of irreplaceable research, or even getting the entire facility shut down. The margin for error is, well, it's zero. None.
And that is exactly why this work is so heavily regulated. You have these incredibly strict rules from organizations like OSHA, that's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and ANSI, the American National Standards Institute. And listen, these aren't just guidelines or best practices. No way. They are ironclad, non-negotiable requirements that make sure every single component is installed for maximum safety and total reliability. So to meet these crazy high standards, you can bet they're not using the same stuff you'd find at the local hardware store. They have this whole arsenal of unique systems and equipment. Let's dive in and take a look at the actual hardware that keeps these places functioning safely. The first line of defense includes things like emergency eye wash stations and safety showers. If there's a chemical splash, you need an immediate fix, right then and there. And then there are these super important backflow prevention systems. Think of them like one-way security gates for the water. They make absolutely sure that dirty, contaminated water can never mix back in with the clean water supply. Crucial stuff.
Now, in a place like a doctor's or a dentist's office, the name of the game is preventing contamination. It's all about sterility. So you'll see things like medical-grade sinks with those hands-free faucets, right? That's to stop germs from spreading. And they also have really specific setups, like dental vacuum lines and sterilization stations, that are just essential for patient care and safety.
And research labs. Whoa, that's another level entirely. They need special sinks and types just to handle corrosive acid waste without, dissolving. And get this, they need water that's ultra pure, which they get from reverse osmosis or RO systems. Why? Well, imagine a super sensitive genetic experiment. Even one tiny mineral impurity from regular tap water could completely corrupt the data and invalidate years of work. So everything, even the compressed air in the drains, is custom built to support science without compromise.
Okay, so we've seen the specialized hardware, but what about the people who actually install it? As you can imagine, it takes a very specific set of qualifications and a rigorous, almost fanatical commitment to following the rules to be trusted with this kind of work.
And this path really shows you what it takes. It's like building layers of trust. First, you have to be fully licensed and insured by the state. That's just the starting point. Then you need a deep, practical knowledge of all the strict plumbing codes. After that, you've got to build to the even higher safety standards of OSHA and ANSI. And finally, the work has to pass an official inspection. That's the ultimate proof that everything was done exactly right.
I really love this quote because it just nails the collaborative spirit of this work. It's not some lone wolf job, just connecting pipes. It's about working closely with everyone, the contractors, the office managers, the facility owners, to plan and execute a flawless installation right from the very beginning. There's no such thing as we'll fix it later. It has to be perfect the first time.
And a huge part of getting it right is, believe it or not, the paperwork. I know detailed documentation might sound boring, but this isn't just bureaucracy. It's a vital safety record.
It provides a transparent blueprint of the entire system for inspectors, and it ensures that future maintenance can be done correctly and safely, preserving the integrity of that perfect initial installation.
So as we bring all this together, a really clear picture starts to emerge, right? It's a profession that is absolutely essential, yet it's almost entirely hidden from our view.
This really is the perfect summary. It's the unseen, unsung network that forms the very backbone of modern health and science. And let's be real, without it, the life-saving and world-changing work that happens in these buildings, well, it simply couldn't happen, period.
And that leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Now that we've shined a light on this one hidden world, it makes you wonder, what other invisible infrastructures are out there, quietly supporting our daily lives, just waiting to be discovered? It's a fascinating question. Thanks so much for joining me